Okay. Last class, we have been discussing about LDS form based. So we discussed record, view form. We discussed a record edit form and record form. With the examples we have discussed, we created account, contact, and account details. Using these objects, we created one example. So whenever we want to get a custom data or custom field on a page, custom data or custom field on UI page, what we used to do is we used to do import function. We used to do that using the import function, import it from the Salesforce schema, which are the object dot field name to the one of the variable. So this is what we have seen so far. Next, what we will do is we will create a programmatically. We will create one program. There is another second type in the LDS is form based and programmatic based. So we will see the programmatic base. So how to create a component programmatically. Program based is divided into again two types. Impetration and wire, which is also called as an adapter. Adapter program. Okay, this is at the rate wire decorator. So today topic is inside the program based. We will see the impetration, how to create a lightning web component using the impetration method. Like what are the impetration methods we have? Create, update, delete. These are the three options. Right? How to create a record using the impetration, how to update, how to delete. So this is what we are going to see today. So let's go ahead and create one lightning web component. Before that, let me check, is this connected to my org? Yes, it is connected to my org. Fine. Okay, that's good. So today we are going to create, update, and delete. So in order to implement the impetration methods, we need not to call the server-side controller. We can create a record, update a record, delete a record only using the client-side server. So there are predefined methods for the create and update. How to do that? So we have a method which is called as create record. And in update, we have update record. These are predefined ones. But delete record. Okay. So these are the predefined method. Using that predefined method will handle everything in the client-side server without calling the server side. So let's go ahead and create a lightning web component. Name it as LWC underscore 1805 underscore. So this is LDS Impetration create method. Let's use the create method. Control C, copy, enter. So that is the create method. Okay. Now let's go to the HTML. So create method, in order to create a record, I need to have a lightning input, right? So inside this template, let's create a lightning card. Title equal to account creation. Using imperation. Using imperative. Let's close this. Now inside this, let's add the lightning input, lightning hyphen input, and the type equal to, let's assume text, and label account name. So on change of this, on change of, like whenever the user enter, let's call the function. Let's say that call nm. Okay, this is the lightning input. Whenever the user enter, it immediately call the function. Let's take phone, fax, and industry should be enough. So text, let's say this is the phone, and this is fax, and this is industry. Okay, so call phone, call fax, and then call industry. These are the functions that I have. And for the create method, I need to have a save button because by default it will not show. So lightning hyphen button. So let's say label create button, and then I'll say on click. On click, I wanted to call another function here. Call create, or to call save record. Call save should be fine. Okay, how many are there here? I need a 4 variables to store the name, phone, fax, industry. Then I have a 5 functions: call name, call phone, call fax, call in, call save. So 5 functions are there. Okay. So first thing is that I need to declare a variable. Let's assume that name, phone, and I have a fax and industry. So I have declared the 4 variables. Right now, the next thing is that I need to create a functions. Call nm event. This is one function. So I need 5 functions. I need 5 functions. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the second function is call phone, right? And the next function is call fx. And next one is calling. And the last one, save. Creating the record, I need this. Okay. So now call a name. What I want, I just need to capture the name. So where I need to place it, I will place it in this dot name. In order to capture event dot target dot, so I'll say value. Value, okay. So this is for name. And like that, I need it for industry, phone. So this is in phone and this is in fax and this is in industry. So for clear, I'm getting the data and whatever the user entered on change, I'm storing into the one local variable. Clear. Now the actual part comes into the saving. On save, I wanted to use the create method, right? So create record is the predefined one. But how to use the create a record? So in Apex, we have a try catch, right? We have a try and then we have a catch, right? So whenever it is successful, it executes the try block. If it is any issue, it will go to the catch one. Same thing for Impetration also, we have a try catch. So what is that? Create a record dot then. Try means then dot catch. So this is the syntax. Start with small c and a capital R. Create a record dot then dot catch. Right? Now how to pass the record that I got it? In order to pass the data, we have to pass the record, right? So here in the create record, I'll be having a record because I need to pass the information. So in terms of Apex, we can say that this is a parameter. Okay, create a record, try, that means then catch. Then if it is a successful, catch if it is an error. So this is the command, is the syntax which we are going to use it. But in order to use the create record, we have to first import, because that is the Lightning UI record API. So we have to import it. Import. What we need create record. Create record from Lightning UI record API. Save it. Now let's use this create record inside the whenever we are saving it. How to use this? Okay, the first thing, I need to store all the values that are entered by the user. I need to store it in one array. Then I can pass that array to the create record, whatever the data variable parameter is there. I need to pass it here. Collect all the information used by entered by the user, then pass it to create record. So first thing, we have to collect the information. Okay, so let me write the steps here. Step 1, we have to collect the user details and create a one field. So create, I can say list field. Okay, that is the first step. And the step 2, I need to create a API record with the fields. I'll show you that. We need to create a API record with the fields. Because when I'm writing the create record, the syntax, it should know that which object or which API object should it needs to be inserted or created. So for that, we need to create a API record with the fields. And third, step 3, call Impetration. So these are the 3 steps which we have to do when we are doing the create record. When we are calling the create record, so we have to first create a list and then create a API record with the fields, then call the Impetration. So let's start the creating the field. So first I need to declare the field. So let's take the example fields equal to, and this should be the JSON format. What are the information that I have? Name, phone, fax, and industry. So let's take name, phone, fax, industry, right? So in name, what is the data that I need to pass it? This dot name. And in phone, this dot phone. In fax, this dot fax. Industry, this dot industry. Fine. So we have built the list. So it is always JSON format. Now next thing I have to create a API record. So const, let's take the variable as a record data equal to, how to create a API. It's again JSON format. 2 things are important here. Which API? That means API name. And next thing is that what is the values that I'm passing in. So my values are stored in the fields. Now API name, I'll pass it here, account, right? So this is the second step. Now the third step is final one. So call the Impetration. How to call? Create a record, and then I need to pass the parameter. Here it is, record input representation. So I need to pass the record data and then dot catch over. So this is to create a record. Now let me put this exposed equal to true. Let's save it, deploy this to source org. I have copied the component. Let me copy the component name, LWC component name. Let's go to the developer console. Let's put it into the Lightning app for now. Okay, so let me put here C colon. Component. See what we have done. Failed to run. Lightning card. Where is the okay. Control S, Control Shift P. Deploy this to source org. Okay, it ran successfully. Let me save this. Preview. See here, account creation, account name, phone, fax, industry, create a button, right? So I'll enter LWC account phone number, something else, fax, some numbers, and let's put industry. What are the industries we have? So let's put this. Now create a button. Create a button. As soon as I click on this, something happens. We do not have. Okay. So as soon as I click on it, is created the record. So it created with whatever the data that I gave, it created. But here it doesn't tell me any clue whether it is successfully created or failed. I'm clicking on the button. There is some action is happening at the back end. Let's see how to display the success message as soon as it is success, right? So in order to display the message, the part is here record data then. So try, which is the then. So what I want here I wanted to create a alert message kind of a thing. It is successfully created. Let's take a response. Okay. You can type anything. We are just declaring here one variable. This is the response time. And this is JSON. Okay. For the catch also, I need some alert. So here we have an error. Right. Okay. So if it is a successful, now if I have a response correctly, then what I want is alert. I wanted to display a message. Account is created successfully with account ID. I wanted to show the account ID also. How to display the account ID? The information will be in the response. Response.id. Right? Now next, if it is an error, same thing I wanted to display, but it is an error message, right? Account is, let's say record creation is failed. Let me put record creation is failed. And then response ID will not be there. I'll be having either you can put complete error message, or if you want a specific body details, error body, then you can put it, or you can also put the body dot message if you want so particular about what kind of a message for the error. Right? This is should show me success message as soon as I create a record. Control Shift to P, deploy this to source org. Okay, done. Let's go to the refresh. Okay, Impetration, LWC. Okay, phone name, something else. Same fax number. Industry, we can give the same industry. Apparel. Okay, create a button. See, undefined. Why it is undefined? Response.id. ISO. Is it created? Yeah, it created. Let's see another one. Response.small id. Okay, now let's see. Deploy this to source org. refresh. Okay. Account name technology. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same number for this. Let's say account industry, create a button. Right. Okay. Capital small also does make a lot of difference because it's a case sensitive. I gave the capital I, small d. So it should be always small letters. Now it is coming the ID number. See, now I have the details where I'll be knowing that if it is a successful, what is the ID, if it is an error, what is the information. So I have these details, right? So here inside the create record, what is the thing that we did it right now? So just in order to know that whether it is successful or not. So what we did is that here then will be the response. What is my response? And then JSON. If it is a catch, error in the JSON. So this is what we have implemented right now. Next we'll be seeing delete record, because for update record we need a wire function. Okay, so but wire method, but delete we can do it without the getting the information. So basically for update I need to get the record and then to show, right? So for that we need a wire @wire decorator. Delete I can do it directly with the ID. So let's go ahead and create a LWC component for the delete. Delete also similar to create a record. Similar to create a record. Ctrl+Shift+P, create a lightning web component. And let's give the component name LWC 1805 underscore. This is LDS Impetration delete. Right, that is the place where I wanted to give. So this is the component we are going to create it. Let's go to the HTML. So in HTML, inside the template, the purpose of this LWC component is I wanted to delete it, delete the record. Okay, I do not need the lightning input. I do not need the lightning output because this is just a delete one. So what I can do is lightning -delete, sorry, -button. So label equal to, just to make a different LWC delete, right? And then I wanted to have this button should be in the red color. So destructive. And then on clicking of this, I wanted to call the function. Call delete. Okay, that's it. Sorry. Okay. So that's it. I just need a delete button. I do not need the input. I do not need the output also. But in order to delete this, call delete. Let me go to JavaScript. Let's add this function. Event and open and close. Okay. In order to delete this, I just need a record ID, right? So I have to use the decorator API to get the record ID. It has to be always camel format small. It should start with small and capital. If I'm adding the decorator API, first thing I have to import the API. Right. Now, in order to delete this, what is the syntax that I have to write? It's the same for delete also. So for the delete record, what we can do is it always starts with a small d, delete record. Here I'll be passing the record. Then I have a try catch block. Then dot catch. So this is the syntax. But inside this, in order to know whether your response is based on the response you wanted to show alert or error, same thing we have to write here. If it is an error, build the JSON format. If the response is good, then build the JSON format. So same structure for the create and delete. So same thing I'm going to use here. So in order to implement the delete, the first thing is that I need to import delete record, right? So, right, delete record. Now I can use the delete record dot open close dot then dot catch, right? So now inside this, I wanted to pass the record. So right now, only thing I need is this record ID. So how to get this record ID? Using the this dot record ID. Right, that's it. If it is a success, alert. If it is a catch, you can show the error that we have already seen the example. Let's see this particular component without adding the then and success. Then we can go next. Instead of showing this component in the lightning component, let me put into the lightning page. So let's use the true exposed. Then I have to add the targets. Then inside this target, what are the targets that I need? Lightning app page. And then I need lightning home page. And then I need record page. Target lightning record page. That's it. Now let's deploy this to source. So right now I have implemented a generic. I can place it account, I can place it on contact, opportunity, anything I can place it because I'm not restricted to the object, right? So let me go to the account, click on edit page. So I can see my component, LWC component here. Let me place it here. Okay. Now let's say, or let me place it here. Okay. Let's say activation. Yes, close. So now we'll go to the account that we created right now. So let's say technology we created. So I'll say delete. Right. As soon as I click on the delete, it says that it looks like a problem because it is deleting perfectly fine. I can see that it is deleting perfectly fine, but it doesn't know where to go. As the record ID does not exist, system doesn't know where to go. If I go to the accounts, if I go to the list of all the accounts, I could not see the technology here. See, technology is gone. It is deleting it, but it doesn't know, as the record ID does not exist, it doesn't know where to go. In order to tell the system, once the delete button is done, once I delete the record, go to the account list. If I wanted to tell to the system, like as soon as I delete this particular record, go to here or go to some place. That means navigate to the account, navigate to the opportunity, wherever we want. So in LWC, there is a something called navigation mix-in, which is import. We have a navigation. It's not coming. Okay. So navigation mix-in. Right. From where to get it? From, I want to get it in Lightning navigation. Any issue? No, right. So this is the standard Salesforce has provided it. Component library. Yeah. So if I type here on navigation, see it says, why it is not coming? Okay. So import navigation mix from the navigation, Lightning navigation. In the component JavaScript class, import the navigation mix-in function from this module. So then after that, we have to say where to navigate this page. We have to say where to navigate this page. So on success of the deletion, I wanted to let's move on to the, I wanted to move it to the account page. So what I can do is I can just copy this piece because I just need a navigation part, right? So here on the success, so response JSON, this navigation mixin dot navigate, type standard object page, attribute, API name or object API name. I can give the different object name. So let's say here I wanted to give the object API name equal to, I wanted to go to account, right? And then equal to, right? So action name, right? I'm navigating to standard navigate item. Instead of navigate item, I wanted to use the standard object page. Okay. I'm not doing anything. As soon as the delete is successful, what I'm doing is by using the navigation mixin library. By using the navigation mixin, I'm navigating to standard object page, and where attribute says that object API name, account, action, home. Right? For error, let me put the error here. Control-Shift-P, deploy this to source org. Right. So this is, it should navigate it. Let's go to the accounts, inspect, hard refresh. Okay. Now let's go to the one which we have created an account. Okay, so what is the logic that we have written? Navigate. LWC delete. It should work. Sometimes it takes time to load it, but that is the one which should work. So sometimes it takes to load the complete, whatever we have implemented. Sometimes it takes time, but this should work. This is the one which it is going to work. Object page. Right? If you are going to search this, navigation, see here, navigation mixing, navigate, type standard object page, account, home. So this is the same thing which we have implemented, right? Navigate to the account home page. That's the same thing which we have implemented. But sometimes it takes time to load it. Now, same thing we can implement for the toast as well. For the toast, it's a show toast. Okay. Okay, platform show toast event. So if there is any error, what I can do is I can write this show toast to constant event show toast, title, message, and then dispatch event. So if it is an error, so we can place the toast as well here. Here you can write the title, whatever the title you want, you can place it here. Maybe any message which you wanted to show. And if the message is, you wanted to show some message, let's say that cannot delete the account. Right? So this is the toast message. If there is any error, which will show the toast message. How to use the toast message? We already have this format in the component library. Show toast event. Inside that, you just need to pass the title and message. Then you have to dispatch the event because after a certain time you wanted to dispatch that event. So the task is for today task is delete a contact record. As soon as the contact record is deleted, navigate to account page. Right? Navigate to account page. So that is the task. Fine.
Yeah.
So far we have done with the create record and delete record. Now, in order to implement the update record, we have to understand the wire decorator. So let's go ahead and understand the wire decorator first. So in order to understand that, let's create a one component. Close this. Control-Shift-P, create a lightning web component. And this is, okay. So for implementing the LWC, we are going to use the wire here. The logic is using the wire, I wanted to get the record. So the first thing, let me create a class. From the class, get the record. So let's create a class. This is not a lightning web component. This is a class. How to create a class? Create Apex class. Where it is? XFDX column. Right. Create a Apex class. So let's see CL underscore 1805. And this is just a get contact details. Get contact details for wire. Right, classes. Okay. So we have a public with sharing class is already created. Okay. I got the skeleton structure of the class. Now what I want here, I just need a data of few fields. So I can directly write return select ID, comma, let's say first name, comma, last name, comma, phone number from contact. Let's give the limit 25. Okay. So this is my class. So in order to use this, it's the problem. Begin with upper class. Yes. Capital C. Control S. Now CRUD operation before so-called DML operation security. Okay, that's fine. There is some validation error, but that is a warning. That should be fine. In order to use this method in LWC, what annotation I have to use @aura enabled. And @aura enabled, I have to use it. And then for LWC, we have to always use cacheable equal to true. CACHEA cacheable equal to true. Right. Okay. So now my class is ready. Now I can deploy this class. Right. My class is ready. Oh, it created the constructor. So it has to be static void static list of contact and then get contact list. Perfect. Now I have the static method. Let's deploy this to org. Let me use small only. deploy this source to work. Okay, it's run properties. Now let me create a LWC, create LWC component. This is LWC 1805. What are we going to create it here? We are just using the wire, right? So wire LDS. Fine. Let's rename, Control C. Wire example. So this is the component name. Fine. So let's go to the HTML, first build the UI. So in order to use the wire, to display the data, I have to get the data. I have to get the data from Salesforce. I want to display, I wanted to display on the UI. Okay, in order to display on the UI, let's say that, let me put it into the data table. Lightning hyphen card. Inside the card will build the data table. So title equal to data table with wire. Fine. Now inside the lightning card, let's build the lightning data table. Lightning hyphen data table. So for data table, we already know how to use it in the lightning aura. So key field is mandatory. Let's keep some ID here. And what are the things? We need data, we need it, and columns we need it. Columns equal to, let's say, COL. Okay, that's it. I do not need any. Okay, let's save this. Now let's go back to the JavaScript. Let's implement the client side. Now, the first thing, in order to use the wire, first thing I need to get the, whatever this method is there, returning the data, I should get the return information, whatever it is returning the data, I should get it into the LWC. So what we have to do, import, let's say get contact or get contact list from, it's automatically giving it. Okay. So I'm getting the data from Salesforce Apex, class name, the method, whatever the method name is, get con list. So I'm using the same method here also. We can use a different name also. That should be fine. Now I'm getting the data, right? For the data table, what is the main thing which is required? Column is required. So let's build the public const column equal to, we have to build it in object, and then inside this array. So let's say 4 values. Let's take the 4 values. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 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 So in the first column, label, I need a label, and I need field name, and I need type. That's it. These are the 3 things which I require. Here the first one, let's say first name. It should be in single quotes. Right. What is the field name for this? We have to use the API name. First name. And the type equal to, let's say, text. Right. Next one. Next label. Last name. Field name. Last name. Type. Let's give text. Now the third label, let's go with the phone. Next one, API field name phone. And this type is phone. Right. Next label, let's use the email. And the field name. Email. Type equal to email. Right. Okay. So I'm declaring this outside of the export, because if I declare inside of this, it gives me error saying that whatever the column is there, whatever we are declaring the array, this cannot be used. So this table, column name, column, whatever we are building the JSON format, it has to be outside of this, only for data table. Now, as we declared it, and I have the value which is storing in call. So what I can do is I can declare the call here equal to, I have a column. Yes. On top, whatever I'm declaring it, I'm using this. Right. I have a table column names. Now the next thing is that I'm getting the record here. How to capture those information and pass it to data? So in order to capture that, I have to use @var, and inside this @var, I need to pass the parameter of this. After passing it, we can say any name. I have to declare a variable. Let's say that contact details or contacts. We can say contacts. Right? So it auto added here @var. Fine. So I'm passing the parameter where the value and data I'm getting it from the Apex side. I'm storing into the one get contact list and passing this parameter to @var, and I'm declaring the variable. Now, in order to use the data inside the HTML, we have to use variable name dot data. The variable will contain the data as well as the error. Both the things will be there with that variable. So with this variable, whether it is successful or failure, all the information will be stored in the contacts. If I wanted to get the data from this variable, we have to use dot data. Right, so let's save this, Ctrl+Shift+P, deploy this source to org. Let's take this. Let's put it into the Lightning app. Okay, pretty. Right. So first name, last name, phone number, email. Maybe it doesn't have the email details. But if you see, it is auto converted into the whatever the text is text and phone number. If the email format will be different. Let me get the details where the email is not equal to null. Oh, I do not have the email here. Last name, email. Control S, Control Shift P. By this resource org. Refresh. See, email should be showing in the format of email because in the LWC, when we are declaring the column names, I have given the type as an email. If I give text, it will be shown as a text. Fine. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll see update record and wire property and wire function. We will see these three things. Let me stop the recording.